Civilizations don't just measure progress by what they achieve, but by what they believe they deserve. And nothing in history moves faster than human entitlement. From food to freedom to fiber optic internet, each breakthrough raises the bar for what feels normal. And normal is always one step ahead of where we are. That's the era of rising expectations. The phrase "era of rising expectations" first appeared in political science discussions in the 1950s, notably in the work of James C. Davies. He observed that revolutions often ignite not when conditions are at their worst, but when they've been improving, and then progress suddenly slows. Take France before 1789. The decades prior saw parts of society, especially the educated middle classes, gaining wealth, literacy, and political awareness. But when the monarchy's debt crisis collided with poor harvests and soaring bread prices, those rising hopes ran headlong into a system that could no longer deliver. It was revolt. Fast forward to today. Objectively, humanity has made remarkable progress. In 1990, 36% of the world lived in extreme poverty. By 2019, that number dropped to 8.4%. Life expectancy, literacy, and access to technology have all surged, but discontent hasn't faded. In many places, it's grown. Social media feeds us curated images of lifestyles that look accessible but aren't. AI promises endless productivity. Companies brand themselves as world changers. Yet for millions, wages stagnate, housing costs soar, and job security feels fragile. In the US, 61% of adults now live paycheck to paycheck. We've moved from hoping for progress to expecting it, instantly and universally. Psychologists call it the hedonic treadmill. As our circumstances improve, our expectations rise in lockstep, resetting our baseline for satisfaction. The inbox never hits zero. The finish line keeps moving. Daniel Kahneman and Angus Deaton's 2010 study at Princeton found that emotional well-being plateaus around an annual income of $75,000, about $90,000 today. Beyond that, higher income doesn't bring proportional happiness. Why? Because expectations outpace reality. This creates a form of psychological inflation. We feel deprived not because we have less, but because we believe we should have more. Cultural narratives amplify this. What was once aspirational, international travel, home ownership, personalized healthcare, increasingly feels like a baseline right. Pop culture accelerates the shift. Instagram lifestyles, success story podcasts, and even wellness trends normalize standards that were once exceptional. As Paul Graham, co-founder of Y Combinator, noted, wealth is not absolute, it's relative. What matters is not how much money you have, but whether you have more than your peers. When the exceptional becomes the expected, satisfaction becomes elusive. This isn't just personal, it's societal. Citizens expect faster reforms, cleaner energy, and more equitable systems. But institutions move slowly, and bureaucracies slower still. When expectations outrun institutional capacity, trust erodes. The Arab Spring is a modern example. Rising education levels and urbanization lifted aspirations, but high youth unemployment, over 25% in 2010, left those expectations unmet. The result was unrest. Even in stable democracies, unmet expectations feed populist movements, polarization, and civic fatigue. On paper, the global economy grows. In practice, gains concentrate. In 2024, the richest 1% owned 43% of the world's wealth. It's not a shortage of resources, it's a shortage of access. Expectations rise because progress is happening. But when the benefits aren't widely shared, frustration deepens. So, are rising expectations a curse? Not necessarily. They reflect progress, a belief that better is possible. They push societies to evolve, but when untethered from reality, they become ticking time bombs. Here's the real question. Can we learn to balance ambition with patience, hope with realism? Or are we destined to always feel behind, even as we move ahead? Because in this era of rising expectations, what we believe we deserve will shape not just our satisfaction, but our future. And maybe the next revolution won't be on the streets. It might just be in our own minds.